everybody will be like, how?
And also, like, you want to show up as the best, like direct best.
If I'm showing up, I want to win.
Consolation prize is for losers. God.
God.
This out.
Okay. Hi, I'm Radhika.
Hi, I'm Saurabh.
Hi, I'm Anushka.
And we are
Getting there with Hear&How.
Welcome to the first episode where we talk about our creative fears and what we do to overcome them. Thank you, Blue Tokai, although you have not sponsored it. Thank you for the coffee. What is your biggest creative fear at this point?
So, I think my biggest creative fear, I don't know if it's even creative, my fear, but
Even fear, it's not creative.
but that's my fear, guys, that I'm not creative at all. Like,
Interesting.
I know, like, everybody will be like, how? But But I feel like, what if I'm just the human form of a Pinterest board? Like, if I'm just seeing things that I really like, okay, and I'm saving it in parts and tabs of my brain, saying, saved everything like that, saved to collection.
Yeah.
And it's, as a creative person, I'm just recreating shit I've seen. What if I'm just doing that?
Like, what if you're just an amalgamation of
Yeah, of
everything that you've seen?
exactly, of everything I've seen. And I'm
But
not,
we are.
but ideas are not originating in me.
I have some interesting feedback on it. Can we give feedback? Like,
Yeah.
feedback. They aren't originating inside you. Like, I mean, not okay. This is controversial, guys. Basically, our brains have magnificent capacity to do a lot of things. Okay, and a part of it does come from like what we are taking in or whatever we are exposed to. But a part of it also is like being open to like receiving ideas that are outside us. We all kind of are. Like, we're all like a mashup of everything that we've seen, experienced, and like done.
Yeah.
And but you know this. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Like, the
And I know it in my head. So, but especially when I'm creating, is when I'm constantly worried about this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, has this been done before? Does anybody want to even see it come from me? Or, this constant comparison I have that, okay, even like choosing real audio as something as stupid as that, and come on, it's a song. Like, I mean, the whole point of real audio is it's trending because it's in use so much. And even there, I feel like this,
oh, I'm just taking it because of that.
yeah, so then,
That's interesting. Like, feeling like, is anything actually even
Am I in
from me? Yeah. Am I in it?
yeah,
Yeah.
what is my role in it?
Correct. Radhika, what's yours?
For me, I'm afraid. Like, my biggest fear is that one day there are no ideas, or like there will be nothing left to make or write or do creatively. Like, all chords have been used. But like logically, like there are like a gazillion combinations you could do. And like when you mentioned that, like, you're afraid that you in it, like, or like, are you getting these ideas, or are you putting forth that, oh, Saurabh had this idea, Radhika had this idea. Like, for me, I tell myself that you just have to show up, like, do that much, which is also difficult. And the rest is being open to the process, or like just being open to like putting pen to paper, or like chord to song, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
It sounds very hooper, but
Correct.
I genuinely have started just making sure that I reach my desk. That's it. Like,
But I feel like that is the biggest
Yeah.
struggle. Like, it's what we always feel like, blank sheet syndrome.
yeah.
It's the most like stressful, and showing up is truly half the battle won. But man, it's easier said than done. And all right.
And also, like, you want to show up as the best, like direct best. Like, you're not even like, oh, I'll try. Like, you're like, no, Picasso.
If I'm showing up, I want to win.
Yeah.
Consolation prize is for losers. God.
God,
This out.
so afraid of failing.
Yeah.
like not being good enough, whatever good enough is in our heads, like the construct.
Yeah.
But what is your fear?
I think my biggest fear comes from like syndrome. Imposter syndrome, where I feel like one day, someday, I will wake up and people will just be like, who is she? She's not, what has she done? She has not paid her work, is like whatever. Like, it's like whatever you have achieved, so to speak, isn't really achievement.
Yeah.
Which I think comes, like it happens to a lot of us where we just disregard anything that we've achieved because we feel like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like anyone could have done that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
See, क्या खास बात है?
इसमें क्या है? The second thing I think is very related because it's that I won't fulfill like my creative potential, or where I won't lead the most creative life,
Yeah.
which is so ridiculous. I know that intellectually, but it's a thought that I have.
How do you know that?
I know that finally a creative life is just when I'm being most open to all kinds of experiences and just reacting to them through my intuition and through my art or whatever medium of expression I want. But it just feels so intangible that you feel like, is this actually creative or is it just something I've told myself? Like, am I creative or is it just because people have told me that
Yeah, exactly.
that vibe?
Have you ever felt that though? Like, have you ever felt in your lives where you're like, where you forget, you're creating and you forget. You're just like, okay. Has that ever happened?
Yeah, it does happen when you are in creative flow, as we say. When you're like in the middle of that process, it definitely happens where you don't think about anything else. You actually, like, you don't even think about the fact that you're creating.
Yeah.
It just comes out. It comes out of you somehow. And sometimes after I'm done making something, I legit like step back and I'm just like, did I
Yeah,
do
like-
this? Like you feel very dissociated suddenly.
Yeah. I feel like, Radhika, to answer your question, I feel like a lot of how I feel about what I'm doing, or, even when it's done, is related to why I did it in the first place,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm doing it with the intention that this is work related or for a client or something, then the creative satisfaction of it is not as much,
Yeah. Yeah.
as to when I do it thinking, okay, this is something I'm doing for myself, then I feel it's a little more creative.
It happens the most when I'm writing a song. And sometimes the song is just there. Like it comes. And then when I'm done, I'm okay, like nice, like it's here, it's ready, it was already there. I don't know, it feels surreal. That's why I say like it can't come from just me. Like it has to be there is something different at play.
Yeah.
And that
Big Magic.
big magic.
Magic.
All of us recommend this book called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. It's like what she says, that the ideas are all around you and they come to you, and if it's coming to you, it's it's because it wants to be realized.
Yeah.
Through you.
Through
Like
you.
you are the channel.
Yeah, you're the medium, and if you don't do anything about it at that point, it's gonna go to someone else.
Yeah.
They are gonna make something
Yeah.
about it. So I feel like what you were saying, like, is it actually coming from me or whatever? Sometimes maybe it is an idea that's just been floating around.
Many people have toyed with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, we all know that nothing is actually new
Yeah.
or original, but it just gets like layers added on top of it. It's like a Photoshop file where there's just like layers, and then Radhika puts her layer, and then Anushka puts her layer. Nothing is like zero, I feel.
But if you had to break down like this concept, like nothing is zero.
Nothing is zero.
Nothing is zero. Like nothing, yeah, like originality. Did you ever feel like, was there a version of yourself which believed that, हाँ ये बंदा original कर रहा है काम, you know? Or do you still feel that way towards certain creators who you look up to and you're just like, no one does it like this person?
Yeah. It's kind of sad that you feel this towards people who are already celebrated a lot.
Yeah.
But like I feel like that the reason for that is because you've seen a body of work.
Yeah.
Of their work. You've seen it from like maybe childhood, and they've created so much, and then people have access to it. But I felt this a lot when I visited Salvador Dali's museum last year. I was just like, mind was blown because you could see him and his whimsical nature in everything he made, from like a simple sketch to like an installation to like a garment to a space to the way his museum was designed, because he designed all of it, right? We box ourselves in so much, and even like we give ourselves tags of like, I am an illustrator,
Yeah.
you are a musician. Like you can be so many things all at once. And I think whenever I see like artists like that or visit spaces like this, that feeling inside me is again like, it's like recharge. You know, you don't have to be just one thing.
Yeah.
You can be multiple things at once.
So vulnerable moment. I feel like I am comfortable doing things more confidently only when I have a reference point. And like this person's done it, so I'm okay to do it. So as you said, like being like not just one label, like illustrator or like, you know, musician or artist or like fashion designer, like you can just
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what we tend to also sometimes forget or disregard is that these people didn't just become them overnight. I feel like we want to cut to the final bit often, you know, like show up and win, show up and be amazing.
I feel that what I used to get most inspired about was that even if it's a very seemingly common idea, I used to get very intrigued by the fact that, okay, this anyone could have thought of, but no one did. You know?
that's correct.
So then I get very like, I get almost enraged at people who are like, ye isme kya hai, ye to koi bhi kar sakta hai. But kiya kya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because like I can't remember the artist. This guy just made art and then labeled it. Okay, like it was a like for example a photo of a chair and it was labeled the chair.
The chair. Many of them,
Yeah, or just an installation of this. Like there was a neon lighting of the chair.
Okay.
So it's very, and so it's art inside and art inside. It was Joseph Kasut.
Okay.
Got it.
I don't think I'm pronouncing it right, but whatever. The idea is coming to you because it sees a potential.
Yeah.
Right? And this is actually a very humbling thing for all creators.
Yeah.
That maybe you are not the source of it. The idea wants to interact with you
Yes.
and wants to see if you can give it a home. Right?
Very cute.
Yeah, but if you
We are
don't-
home for ideas.
Exactly.
How cute.
Cute.
Cute one. Yeah. Loved it.
So if you don't give it that space, if you don't interact with it, it's going to go and find a place where it can be actualized.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of the book, I have not finished it, okay?
It's okay.
She uses the metaphor of a road trip, of your life as a road trip and your creative journey as a road trip. That, yes, you're taking this road trip with your creative passion, with your idea, with yourself and your intent to do it. But you're allowed to kind of take your fear in this road trip as well. Right?
Yeah.
Because we always look at fear, especially creative fear, as something that is going to...
You have to leave behind.
Yeah, you have to leave behind. And if it comes, then it's going to halt your process and stuff. Your fear is actually an integral part of keeping yourself safe.
Yeah.
Right? So, if we are doing this road trip, we have to say to our fear that, yeah, you're coming on this road trip, you're allowed here, you can sit in the back seat. Sometimes you can choose what music we're listening to as well. But you can't drive.
Yeah. If we let our fears drive us on our creative journey and in this car, then it will not lead us to anywhere good. Actually, we won't be able to leave the driveway.
Oh, yeah.
Genuinely. Because fear is going to be like, okay, if we leave this comfort bubble, then what are we going to find outside?
Yeah.
It's going to be traffic. It's going to be like people who are walking on the roads without looking. I'm just ranting about traffic. But it's going to be lots of things that you can't anticipate.
Yeah.
And it's going to be difficult to navigate. The truth is that if you want to go and get a coffee, you got to get out of the driveway.
Yes, that is true.
It's a good one. Good.
Thanks, yeah. Moral of the story is, what is moral of the
There is a moral somewhere.
Get out of the driveway.
Get out of the driveway
And if you're feeling alone in your journey, we're here with you.
We're here.
Yeah.
Let's basically talk about it more openly, I think is more.
Yeah.
Because no one has it sorted. No one knows where they're going. Despite it feeling that way. And I know all of us also feel that, oh,
Yeah.
this person is set.
Sorted.
And I'm the only one who's still in the driveway.
Yeah. I think talking about it makes it feel like,
Yeah.
fine, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get
We'll get there.
That's
We're getting there.
We're getting
we're planning there.
We're here and now.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. If there's anything you would like us to talk about, comment below and let us know what your fears are too in terms of creativity or life.
Like,
Nice, creative journey, everything. Follow us on Instagram. We do fun things there. We talk about creative processes, fears, struggles, wins, community, everything.
हम उस टाइप के वो मैगजीन्स में आर्टिकल agony art
And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode of Getting There with
Hear&How.
Yeah, I was just saying
gada. Also, this podcast would be called Find Parking with Her.
Also, when you look to your right, you're out of the frame. You don't look it up.